Welcome to Treacherous Trap Tuesdays. I'm the DMG, and this is 7D System. So, in this very first episode, I'm going to go through the anatomy of all traps, so that in future episodes, I don't have to re-explain myself. So, I will constantly refer back to this video. All this information will be available in the Core Mechanics Guide for 7D System. So if you enjoy these videos and you'd like to financially support the making of this channel, please check out patreon.com/7D System. Treacherous Trap Tuesdays. Okay, so in this we are going to talk about the anatomy of all traps. So the things that go into every single trap that you need to know how they're all put together, so that when we go through the traps in future videos, everything makes a lot more sense. There are 8 different components to a trap. The first is obfuscation, the second is lure, trigger, containment, effect, disposal, adaptation, and reset. So obfuscation is how is the trap blended into the environment so that the victim doesn't know that it is actually a trap. So this is probably an aspect of every single trap. It's highly unlikely that you'll come across traps that don't use some form of obfuscation, even if it's masquerading as a failed trap or something like that. That masquerading is obfuscation in and of itself. That's a key aspect to think about when designing traps. How are you going to obfuscate the trap itself? The second important part is the lure. How are you going to lure the victims into the trap, the entrapment area? And there are a billion different ways to lure people. Generally, it would be something like an object or a piece of information or a direction they need to travel. There's some reason why they would want to go through past the point of no return. The third thing is the trap trigger, which is the condition that is met that sets off the trap. So traditionally this would be like a floor plate that gets depressed, or a tripwire that gets tripped, something like that. That is the trigger that makes the trap launch into action. The fourth aspect is containment. So containment means that the victim is contained within an area. So they may not be literally contained in a box or something like that. It may just be that they are constrained or they're unable to move out of the area for some reason, like being a hail of bullets or something like that. It's difficult for them to get out of the area of the trap's effect. Which again then brings us to the effect of the trap, and that's what is the trap designed to do? Is it designed to maim? Is it designed to kill? Is it designed to hinder? Is it designed to do all of those? And some traps may even have multiple triggers that trigger multiple effects. So don't be afraid when you're doing traps not to stick to one thing. You can do multiple things. So when they think they're out of it, the next stage of the trap occurs. So have multiple triggers and multiple effects, but we'll go into that in some future videos. Then the sixth aspect is disposal. Now this is generally a thing that gets overlooked a lot when it comes to traps in role-playing games, and that is, how is the victim disposed of? How does the trap get rid of its victim? So if, for instance, you could have monsters in the dungeon that are designed to eat corpses, or you can have the floor opens up and the body drops down and the floor closes. You could have a cleaning crew that comes through, and I did that in one of the Dungeon Creation Live videos. So you think about how the victim is disposed of. How does the trap get rid of the victim, which leads to the later aspect of the reset, but we'll talk about that just now. So before that, we talk about adaptation. So adaptation is how does the trap then adapt to circumstances. Not every trap is going to do this. It depends on how difficult the trap is. Some traps will be able to, once one effect has happened, it then has another effect which then resets it back to the original effect. So the trap has multiple different triggers, multiple different effects, and it adapts itself after each time it's being set off. which then leads us to the reset. How does the trap reset so that it can affect other victims? Can it reset? Is it a one-use trap? So if it can't reset, then the trap has done its deed and move on. So lower level difficulty traps will have, it'd be rare that they would have a reset, but higher difficulty level traps definitely will reset, because if you're going to invest that kind of time and money into building complicated things, you want it to work multiple times. So those are the various components of the trap. If you like this video, click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell if you'd like to get notifications of when these videos come out. You can also check me out on Facebook and Twitter /7D System, and I will see you in the next Treacherous Trap Tuesday.